Hey guys, welcome again, bringing you another Medieval 2 commentary video. And this is a high period battle, and I'm not in control of the Holy Roman Emperor, although I love controlling these guys. This is my opponent. Before we move on to the battle, let me just explain the rules in short. So they were 6-2, which means a maximal amount of 6 cavalry is allowed, out of which maximally 2 can be horse archers, and those which you saw were 4 mounted crossbowmen, 3 Chilvaric Knights, and 1 mounted sergeant that my opponent brought. The next rule was no artillery, and the last one was no elephants. What can I say? I can only say I'm happy that in medieval times the Germans could not field war elephants. Otherwise, I might have seen them in this game, even though it was against the rules.
Our men are under attack.
Whatever.
We must act now.
I brought along a similar Spanish army as in my last high period battle. 2 Jinets over here. They're going to be attacked by these mounted crossbowmen. Then 2 Chilvaric Knights, 1 General Bodyguard unit. Now comes the slight difference to my last army. 2 Javelinmen and 2 Almughavas. Now these Almughavas come as a replacement of the 2 swordsman militias I brought. These guys are more flexible, have nice stats, and they can hold their ground in melee, relatively good, and they also pepper the enemy with their javelins, which have a much higher attack stat than the attack stat of these regular javelinmen. And the front line is again 4 units of dismounted Chilvaric Knights, and in front of them again 4 units of Pavise Crossbowmen. Now most of the action that's happening is happening on this wing, as I'm chasing his mounted crossbowmen with my Jinets. Now the crossbowmen are also very fast moving, but they have much lower stats than my Jinets, and of course my Jinets did catch up eventually with the crossbowmen, and now started the slow process of mincing these guys into minced meat. These mounted crossbowmen. It's not going to be fast, but you'll see why I really love these Jinets. So 2 units of Jinets versus 2 units of mounted crossbowmen, and 1 unit of mounted sergeants is coming on its way to help out. These guys managed to get away, and now I'm chasing them down, and now he's going to try to flank me with his mounted sergeants. I'm going to turn with one of these Jinets, but to be honest, never did I expect them to win this whole battle. But they managed to rout the mounted crossbowmen really fast, so I turned both of them to face these mounted sergeants. So basically my guys, my 2 units of Jinets desecrated 3 of his calf units at the very beginning of the battle. I think that's really respectable, a really respectable achievement by my Jinets. Now I'm separating my army because he's got a lot of Teutonic Knights, a lot. I mean 3 units, which can do serious damage. I wanna unleash my crossbowmen at them, so he's going to run them away, and he's not going to sit idly and eat crossbow fire. Sadly, I said, but well, that's why I'm going to maneuver a little bit longer, just to get them in position so that they are able to shoot. While I'm doing that, we can still check out how my Jinets are processing the minced meat over here. 40 mounted sergeants facing 2 units of 29 and 18 Jinets. You see one of the units that I routed earlier, one of the mounted crossbowmen that I routed earlier. is coming back to the fight, but we'll see what happens. Not so long. Still moving my crossbowman into position, and he also starts to maneuver around his army. He's going to move also his crossbowman into position. He's also has 4 units of those. He lost some of the crossbowmen from this wing, mounted crossbowmen. These guys are really fast, as I said, but the damage they do is nothing spectacular. Let's just put it that way. But they are really annoying, and yeah, they can unnerve you while you're doing your battles. Starting to move my infantry line, as you can see in the background. Routed these mounted crossbowmen for the 2nd time, and 22 mounted sergeants left in this unit. 12 Jinets and 18 Jinets here. So how many attacks did these guys absorb, and how many attacks did they manage to divert? I mean, really valuable addition to any army. I mean, they're similar to the Boyar Sons in some respect. That sorry, the Russian Boyar Sons, but I think those guys are not fast moving, which is really important. Anyway, back to the main battle over here, and as you can see, he left his bombards totally alone. Of course, I'm not gonna sit around and fool around long, and I just attack those so that they cannot bombard my guys from afar. And I brought my 4 units of Pavise Crossbowmen into position to start shooting at my opponent and my enemy. He's got his crossbowmen also in position, and you can see that these guys are pretty far away from main army.
We must act now.
Especially from the calf component. So I think that is basically an open invitation to try and charge them. If you're not gonna get a real charge, and a real nice charge, then at least you're going to get those guys out of position, and you will give the opportunity to your missile troops to unleash a couple of more shots than his dudes, so that will give you the edge probably in the missile fight. And if he does react with his calf, you always have the time to pull out of there. So that's what I did. I decided that this was a good opportunity to try and rout one of his Pavise Crossbowmen, and you can see how the numbers of that unit dwindled from 90 to 66 in the blink of an eye. And while moving the whole of my army up, charged those guys, as I said, and shooting with my crossbows. Finally, these mounted sergeants also routed, and what is left of these 2 brave units of Spanish Jinets is moving to face the battle again. 11 guys in this unit, 10 guys in this unit. I think they really did a great job. I think they did more than what could have been asked from them as a typical Jav-Cav unit. My opponent still doesn't react, and now he finally moves his dismounted Imperial Knights at my calf. I'm gonna pull out of there, and I'm moving the whole of my infantry line to meet his. He's got his 3 knights. He's got his 3 Teutonic Knights left in the game. Those guys can do some serious damage still, but I don't think. Oh yeah, and he's got also these 2 units of mounted crossbowmen left. Let's not forget about those. Those can be a real annoyance. So he's still capable of winning this, but I mean, he's got to be careful what he does from this point on. And he's not. He's just gonna charge the 3 units of Teutonic Knights at my 1 unit of Javelinmen. Of course, he's gonna rout them, but he totally exposes his wing to be charged. Teutonic Knights are great. I said in one of my previous vids, they have the armor-piercing secondary attack, but if they are flanked, they get flanked. Then, well, they react as any other unit being flanked. They lose men. and eventually they, of course, they rout. My Spanish Jinets still here, still around, still as feisty as ever, joining the fight, the big fight over here, and you can see that it's getting pretty much desperate for these Teutonic Knights, surrounded from all sides. Not much they can do to win this battle for the Holy Roman Empire, and well, you see it coming. This one will go in my favor, even though my opponent cheated. Haven't gotten a cheater in a long time, but well, anyways, it happens. You get that when you play online. I deployed 1,300 men, my opponent deployed 1,100 men. I killed or routed 850 of his guys, he killed or routed 450 of my guys, and if we check out the battle statistics, we'll see that all of my guys did pretty well. A special thanks, again, muchos gracias, to my Spanish Jinets, who held out really well. Really brave fight. They put up a great fight, and I think they were the most important instrument in winning this battle. So guys, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and see you around next time. Bye bye, take care.